Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas Cowboys, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys need to get their act together. Not paying Micah Parsons, arguably the best edge rusher in the NFL, is a ridiculous thing to do. Parsons, who deserves every bit of the contract he'll eventually receive, is too valuable for the Cowboys to continue doing this with. After another impressive campaign a year ago, in which he posted 12 sacks, Parsons raised his career total to 52.5, showing that he's clearly one of the top 5 defensive players in the NFL, at worst. But there's a price tag that comes with that, and Jones has to understand that. When looking at what the Cowboys could potentially give him, Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk recently predicted that it could be as high as $50 million per season. That's what has happened with Parsons. The market has mushroomed for pass rushers from $35 million per year in new money average to $40 million. The Steelers will push the bar even higher once linebacker TJ Watt signs his next contract. Whatever the target for Parsons, and he arguably deserves $50 million per year, waiting will not make the number any smaller. When Parsons has to hold out of training camp to get the contract the Cowboys should have given him a year ago, if they weren't dragging their feet with receiver CeeDee Lamb and quarterback Dak Prescott, Parsons will be less prepared than he could and should have been for the regular season, he wrote. Will Micah Parsons' contract extension happen? While the Dallas Cowboys are expected to get a deal done sometime in the near future, it remains uncertain when that will happen. However, Parsons, unlike some other players around the league, expects to be at training camp and more for the Cowboys. He posted on Twitter on Tuesday, stating that he'll be at minicamp, saying that he hasn't missed it once throughout his 4-year career and has teammates he wants to try to help win a Super Bowl. "I will be there," Parsons wrote on Twitter. "I haven't missed a minicamp in 4 years. Even though the contract is not done, I have teammates and a playbook. I'm preparing as if I will be on the field the first week of camp. But it's in the owner's hands. I'm ready to win a Super Bowl." Is Micah Parsons worried about Cowboys' extension? This is a positive sign from Parsons that he's more worried about winning than money. However, from the 26-year-old Harrisburg, Pennsylvania native's perspective, it's almost unfair to suggest he go out there and possibly get injured. Parsons is clearly worth the money, and while Jones might be happy that he wants to win, why can't both happen for the Dallas Cowboys? "I would assume," head coach Brian Schottenheimer said, for the team. "Micah and I talked a couple of days ago. He's doing a little bit of traveling, but again, everything that he and I talked about, I expect that he will be here. I say Micah and I have had great communication, and everything that I've asked him to do and vice versa, he's followed through on, so I expect to see him." The Dallas Cowboys, like they do almost every offseason, have grabbed headlines almost as much as any team in the NFL. And just like almost every offseason, those headlines don't have much to do with winning games. There's drama over a new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, who it seems like nobody wanted. There's drama over a trade for a new wide receiver with a bad reputation in George Pickens. There's drama over their best overall player, edge rusher Micah Parsons, not having a contract extension yet. Those are huge talking points, huge issues. They make what seem like smaller issues or issues that don't seem as consequential kind of fade into the background. That's not a good thing. The margins of error in the NFL are just too small to overlook anything that could impact winning. In the case of the Cowboys, that might turn out to be one of the NFL's weakest groups of off-ball linebackers and a bad trade for a bad linebacker who's slated to start for Dallas in former first-round pick Kenneth Murray Jr. They raged for Kenneth Murray Jr., who, "I'm just not a fan of his game, to be honest," ESPN's Mina Kimes said on The Mina Kimes Show on June 4th. "And I don't think he solves any of their problem. That's a very, very weak linebacker group." That's been the Achilles heel of their defense, of course. The Cowboys obtained Murray in a trade with the Tennessee Titans on March 5th, sending a 2025 6th-round pick to the Titans in exchange for Murray and a 2025 7th-round pick, number 239 overall. The Cowboys used on Clemson running back Phil Mafah. Murray might be playing out of position. There's very little Murray does well at inside linebacker besides rush the passer, and he's only done that at a high level the last 2 seasons. In 2024, his 45.9 overall grade from PFF was one of the worst in the NFL for his position, 169th out of 189 eligible players at his position, and showed Murray was almost equally as bad against the pass as he was against the run. Murray was a first-round pick, number 23 overall, by the Los Angeles Chargers in the 2020 NFL Draft and started all 16 games as a rookie, when he had a career-high 107 tackles. Murray missed 6 games in 2021 and only had 31 tackles. When he returned to a full-time starter in 2022, he only had 76 tackles. That roller coaster led the Chargers to decline his fifth-year option, and he signed a 2-year, $15.5 million free agent contract with the Titans in March 2024. Murray is due $7.5 million in 2025, which will bring his career earnings to $28.50 million. Even if Murray doesn't pan out, the Cowboys may have signed another free agent linebacker who might be able to give the group an unexpected lift. The Dallas Cowboys are entering the 2025 NFL season with renewed urgency. The need to improve the run defense must be a top priority. Despite an explosive offense and a fearsome edge rush led by Micah Parsons, the Cowboys finished 29th in run defense in 2024, surrendering over 137 rushing yards per game. While re-signing defensive tackle Osa Odigizua was a smart move, the Cowboys can't rely solely on in-house talent. With new defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus now leading the charge, Dallas must look at the trade market to solidify the interior line and bring stability to the defensive front. Here are 5 defensive tackles the Cowboys could target via trade to strengthen their run defense. Derrick Brown is a dream target and is one of the league's premier run stuffers. His presence would immediately transform the Cowboys' defensive line. The 2023 Pro Bowler, a torn meniscus kept him out in 2024, finished with over 100 tackles and consistently commanded double teams, freeing up linebackers to flow to the ball. The Panthers are rebuilding and may be willing to listen to offers for veterans like Brown in exchange for draft capital. Pairing him with Odigizua would give Dallas one of the best defensive tackle tandems in the NFL. Trade cost estimate: 2026 second-round pick plus 2026 fourth-round pick. Grover Stewart is a realistic target and a true nose tackle who excels at clogging running lanes. He brings size, toughness, and experience, exactly the traits the Cowboys' defense has lacked on the interior. With Matt Eberflus now calling plays in Dallas, it's worth noting that Stewart played under Eberflus during his time as the Colts' defensive coordinator. That familiarity could make him an ideal target for the Cowboys scheme, which emphasizes discipline and gap integrity. Trade cost estimate: 2025 fourth-round pick. The Lions added DJ Reader in free agency in 2024, but their depth at defensive tackle, especially with Ala McNeil's emergence, might make Reader available for the right offer. He's a high-level run defender who excels in early downs and short yardage situations. Reader fits the mold of a Matt Eberflus-style interior lineman, high motor, strong at the point of attack, and technically sound. He would help Dallas stop the run on first down and force teams into obvious passing situations. Trade cost estimate: 2026 sixth-round pick and Brock Hoffman. David Onyemata is a realistic trade target, and, after a down year in Atlanta, he was pegged as a cut candidate, but the player cut was Grady Jarrett. Atlanta, which is still in rebuild mode, could look to acquire draft assets to fill needs across the roster. Dallas could make the call for Onyemata based off of his run-stopping prowess. He would be the type of player the Cowboys front office looks for as a low-cost, high-upside type of player. The Falcons have depth at defensive tackle, so getting draft picks for a player who may not be in the long-term plans could be perfect for both sides. A low-profile target, Leki Fotu, could provide the Cowboys with rotational depth at a bargain. He has shown flashes as a run defender and offers the kind of physical presence Dallas has been missing in the middle. Fotu would be a smart, low-risk addition to add depth behind Osa Odigizua and possibly supplant Motzi Smith as the run stopper. Under Eberflus, he could thrive in a gap-disciplined, rotational role. Trade cost estimate: 2025 sixth or seventh-round pick. Acquiring a veteran run-stuffer would allow Eberflus to deploy his scheme to its full potential and help transform a weakness into a strength. The Cowboys are positioned to contend in the NFC East, but can't afford another season of poor run defense. By targeting trade options like Derrick Brown, Grover Stewart, or DJ Reader, they can address a critical need and give their defense the balance it's been looking for.